Hello everyone, and Happy New Year's. Right now we're just taking a walk. The Bulldog, the Border Collie, the female Doberman, and somewhere out there, the Catahoula Cross. Right now we're just taking a walk. Oh, there he is. Catahoula Cross. Right now we're just taking a walk on my friend's homestead. Luckily it's not so far. It's almost 100 acres of forest and a little bit of farmland, and part of it he opens it up as a little trail for his local community. So he's made all these trails and the community gets to come in and walk their dogs off leash. And I have very close connections to this friend because the coonhounds do pest control on this homestead. Right now we're on the west coast, and on the east coast we have our land, which is about 130 acres altogether. Very good, huge square lot with a couple of additional lots attached to it that make it even longer. So there's like about 30 acres that stretch out to a completely different direction of the square, allowing us to be able to go further than just the square. But yeah, the dogs are walking nicely. They always check up on me. The Doberman and the Bulldog look a little bit on the skinny side, and if you look under the fur of all these dogs, they're a little bit on the skinny side. And why that is because they are very active dogs, constantly on patrols, constantly training, constantly out in the yards. And these dogs live between two homesteads, and every once in a while I'll travel to the east coast, to the land, to hunt on it and enjoy the extremely freezing environments out there that go to below 35, which is pretty intense, even more than that. So they get used to that. So that's why out here when they were pups being trained and raised, I got them used to the ice cold weather as quick as possible, because out here in this particular region it doesn't snow very much, but when it does it is cold, and when it's cold it's a very wet kind of cold, which is very penetrating. So they've had all the environments. And this Border Collie loves them all. The Border Collie mainly sticks with us. The Dobermans have been sticking with us. And the Bulldog stays with a friend every once in a while. They definitely enjoy these trails. Now, they're running extremely fast just before I decided to turn on this camera. And we've been walking for about an hour now. Well, they've been running the trails, so their tongues are out. They're a little bit more tired, a little bit more willing to stay close. Now, these dogs are ready, these young dogs here, and Border Collie, but mainly for these three dogs, the Catahoula, the Bulldog, and the Doberman, and the other Doberman, is they're going to start doing a lot of conditioning to get muscles and endurance and things that are going to make these dogs, you know, very good if they ever decide to pass on their genes. They've had the training of all sorts, a little bit of protection, not too much on it, but all the obedience that comes with it. and all the structure that comes with it, and all the biting that comes with it. But not so much so because they've been pretty domesticated, and as you can see, they're pack animals, and we're around a lot of kids, and that's just not what we need, especially with the amount of dogs that we have at times. If we ever have a protection issue, you can see that it's not much of an issue. But I still need to ensure that these dogs live to their full capabilities, their full potential, especially their physical and mental abilities, and that's going to be starting pretty quickly. Right now it's dead winter. They're in there somewhere. Dead winter, so we're just doing a lot of hiking and jogging and stuff like that. But in the summer I'm gonna, especially this summer, I'm gonna put more dedication into focusing on their physiques and what they're capable of doing, because they're no longer really puppies, and now their bodies are developing in different ways, and now they can do that strength training where their bodies gain a lot of muscle, and their bite work and everything is very solid. Their teeth are all fully out. Their growth plates have properly fused, and yeah, they're not going to get hurt or develop the wrong way because they're doing things that they are not really made for at that age. But they have had a lot of tugging and biting and chasing and running, probably a little harder than they should, but I just kind of let them do their thing like kids. Let them run and push it as far as they want to push it, but I personally have not applied extra pressure to them to do so that I don't cause any unnecessary stress to their bodies. Now that Doberman's a hybrid between an American and a European, I guess. Well, the one at home is a full European, and this one doesn't have a drive to work as much as the European one. The European one's a bit more aggressive, a bit more hard to handle, but he just needs a bit more hands-on leadership, while she is just listens. I wouldn't say better, but she's more easy to manage, less aggressive, and especially around the kids, just less rougher, more considerate, while the male's more like, when it comes to aggressive, I wouldn't say aggressive where he's growling, and biting, but he doesn't take to discipline as well. So when you really tell him to be quiet and confront him, kind of tends to growl just a little bit if he doesn't like it. And when he plays around the young ones, he doesn't mind his body weight as much. So, and he's pretty dominant. Well, the female Doberman here is much more relaxed and docile in a sense. Yeah, it sounds like there's frogs in the water, but it's actually ducks. All the frogs are asleep. Yeah, not quite the endurance the coonhounds have and the Decker Terrier, because they're wired to hunt, so they don't stop. They don't stop, their tongues don't even come out. And they'll do this for hours and hours and hours and hours until you make them stop. Not tell them to stop, literally make them stop. Yeah, I can tell my dogs to stop, but the coonhounds are a bit like you actually got to really insist. The Decker Terrier will listen, she will pull back, she always barks at that tree, always, every time she sees it. Yeah, the Decker Terrier will listen, but you have to insist a little bit, but she will come off whatever she's on. So yeah, this is what we do. Walk these dogs. Take them on the trails. And it's New Year's Day right now. The 1st. Yesterday was the 31st of December. And I did a bag workout for boxing. And you guys can check that out in the link below. If you want, follow that channel, MMA Reviewer. A little bit more about me and what I do. And my dog's personalities. Oh, what's that? More garbage. My dog's personalities and work ethic kind of reflects mine, because I try to instill that, and believe it or not, I kind of take a little bit from their determination, their backgrounds, and try to apply that to my work ethic, and think about how humans have expected so much out of their dogs. And you know, if we could expect the same of ourselves, I wonder how much we can achieve. But let's not be hard on ourselves, because we do expect a lot on ourselves, and humans have achieved quite a lot, clearly. Including all these dogs here. All created by man. Talk about the wild species of canine that exist, and think about all the species that we have created, basically. All the different types of dog that have branched off the originals. Yep, they always check back. Some of the dogs I have will surround very far areas while we walk and come back periodically to check in. Well, some dogs stay pretty close and wander off at first, but after a while keep staying close. And then there's other dogs that just stay right beside you. So out of the big dogs and small dogs that I have, those various types of traits are in there. So some are useful for some tasks, others for others, and it works out pretty good. It's an interesting mixture of dogs that are being trained, worked with, amongst the ones that we own and have a very close bond with. Yeah, just got to make the call once, unless they don't really hear you. Well guys, Happy New Year's again. All of you enjoy 2023, and I'll see you again soon.